What's up, Grim Crew? Welcome back to the channel for a game collection update video. This is for the month of August. This is all of the stuff that I picked up in the month of August. We're going to go through them, and I'll also add up the total of what it is that I spent. What's going on, guys? This is the Grim Gamer. My friends call me D. Welcome back to the channel. August was a good month for me for pickups. But that particular month was strange as far as work, so I had to do a lot of extra hours. Therefore, I had some money I typically wouldn't have had. So this isn't normal. So going forward, I might put like 1 or 2 or even 3 months together or something, depending on what it is that I can do for an entire month, and then do it that way. So we'll continue to do these updates like this now that the videos of the entire collection is out, and I'll continue to do these. It just might not be extremely frequent. It just kind of all depends. Now, some of these you may have already seen if you've been watching the channel, because some of these actually are in my retro game hunting videos and things like that, but still, it was all within the month of August, so I do want to cover them all. So how I'm going to do this is just go straight down the list of what I got first to what I got last, where I picked them up, and how much that I spent. So starting off, something that you probably did see in the entire video game collection videos was this. was the Resistance 2 Collector's Edition for the PlayStation 3. That was in the list because when I filmed that, I had already got this. I had already done an unboxing of this. If you want to see the unboxing of this Collector's Edition, there will be a link to that. It is on the channel. You can watch that. But that's the first thing that I picked up this month. There's been a couple different Collector's Editions that I've been slowly getting. There's a few other ones I would like to get. But this one wasn't extremely expensive, especially compared to other collector's editions that are out there. So I found this one on eBay. It was complete in the box, in immaculate condition, and I picked this one up for $62.98. So I don't think that was really all that bad, considering what some collector's editions go for, and in the condition that it was in. I was happy to have that. So again, you can see the unboxing of that if you'd like, and all that good stuff. So now, as far as, here's a few things that you probably hadn't seen. I went to a GameStop. And you know how some GameStops nowadays, some of them are labeled as retro GameStops? Well, that's not one I went to. I was actually on my way to a birthday party for one of my nephews, and I got the GameStop membership, so I'm like, well, I got a $5 off coupon I can use this month. Just go in and see what I can find. I went in there looking for something specific. Didn't find it. It is later in the stack, because I picked it up later. But I didn't find it that day. But what I did find was a couple older games, and I wasn't expecting them to have any of those, so I walked out with a couple of them. So first up, I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for the NES. And they had a couple older games in there. This was just one of them. And again, it's like a beat 'em up. I like my beat 'em ups. And so I think at some point when I was younger, I may have played this. If it wasn't this one, I've played something similar to it. I've played some kind of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up at some point. But I plugged it in and tested it to make sure it would work, obviously. Make sure there's no problems with it. Plays just fine. And I think this is, I remember this from at some point when I was younger. I just don't remember when or how I would have ever played this when I was younger. One neat thing about this particular game is when I went to Kansas on vacation, there was a place out there, Joplin, I think we went to Joplin, Missouri, actually. And there was a place where they had a bunch of old like arcade games and stuff, and one of the arcade games that they had was this. So I got to play this with a friend on the arcade cabinet when I was out there. So that was really neat. So we picked up that one, and I picked up a second one at that same GameStop. Actually, I forgot. This one I came away with for $14.24. So we'll tack that onto the total. Once again, I picked this one up also. Another beat 'em up, and they also happen to have this. This is Double Dragon on the Sega Genesis. And I mentioned going through the entire collection, the NES Double Dragon. I thought I had played that one as a kid. And since I never had an NES, that never made sense. We had a Genesis when we were kids. It's the only Sega console that I've ever had. I'm going to imagine it was either this, or if I don't remember if my folks had the converter to play Master System games on it or not. I don't recall. So it may be the Master version of Double Dragon that I'm thinking of. I might have played as a kid. I don't remember, but I also plugged this one in, tested it, made sure it would work, and this one is a lot closer to what I remember Double Dragon being. So I'm going to do a one-off stream of this at some point. It's on the list to do so. I'm interested in playing some Double Dragon on the Genesis. Came away with this one for $18.99. So tack that on as well. Up next, a couple games that I got from my best friend. I've mentioned him several times. You've seen him on the channel in a couple of videos. Nostalgic Nick. And he called me up one day and he said, hey, was going through a closet and found that I actually had some GameCube games. I don't need them, and actually I need the money, and so wanted you to be able to have first crack at them if you were interested in them. I said, well, of course I'm interested in them. So came away with two of those games. A couple of them I already had. First up, I've got Bloody Roar. Primal Fury on the Nintendo GameCube. This is complete in box. I've only played a couple minutes of this once I got it home, again just to make sure it was going to work, and tested it. He gave me a little bit of a deal on these. So this game typically goes for $59, $60 or so according to price charting. I paid $60 for this one. Now when I say I got a deal, the deal comes with the next one. But this, I've never played any Bloody Roars before. Never. And so the fact that I was able to get this from a very good friend, it's complete in box, it's in good shape, I'm happy to have this, and I'm looking forward to playing some of it in the future. Now, where the deal comes in is I also got from him Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on the GameCube. This is also complete in box, also in immaculate shape. This one got thrown in for free. So really, if I break it down, I say like I paid either maybe $40 for Bloody Roar and $20 for this, or basically $30 for each one. But either way, when I gave him the $60, Bloody Roar is about $60 these days. So this one was practically thrown in for free. I don't mind some golf games every now and then. I do have a couple of them, but I do prefer, like, you know, along with a bunch of my like different sports games, like kind of like arcade style type games and stuff. And so with the Mario characters and all that, again, I only played a couple minutes of this to make sure it was going to in fact work, and it does. It works just fine. It's perfect. So be able to check this out at some point, and probably have some fun with this one too. But you know, a couple GameCube games complete in box to add to the collection. That's always a nice thing. Up next, you would have seen these next several in a couple of different videos actually, but I did pick them up this month, so I'm going to go over them. I went to a flea market for a retro game hunting day, and there is a video of that. You can check that out if you'd like. But at that flea market, I found several different things, and one of the things that I found was my first and still currently only complete in box Super Nintendo game, and it is Boxing, Legends of the Ring. It is complete in box, as I had mentioned. The manual's here, cartridges here. It works just fine. Tested it. It's not the greatest boxing I've ever played. I've played better boxing games, but on the Super Nintendo, it's not terrible. It's not really worth all that much, I don't think, and I didn't really even pay much for it. But it was in a display case, and I'm like, oh, complete in box Super Nintendo game. I've reserved the fact that I'm probably not going to own very many complete in box cartridge based stuff. And so I just saw it there, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to pick that up. So it was at that flea market, and picked this one up for 15 bucks. So, complete in box Super Nintendo game for 15 bucks. I just thought it was cool. Again, I don't typically buy stuff just to buy stuff, but to have at least one Super Nintendo game complete in box was like, yeah, why not? So, that was from one particular seller at that flea market. Now the next couple are from the same couple of guys. Again, at the flea market. On the Nintendo 64, we've got Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, and Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. These I never played when I owned a Nintendo 64 when I was younger. And I don't know. For some reason, there was nothing about these that interested me at all. I think I seen some gameplay from at least the first one, I think, from one of my cousins when I was a kid. Because they had an N64. I think they were the ones that introduced me and introduced us to the N64 with GoldenEye and, you know, Super Mario Kart 64, things like that. So I think I might have seen a little something of this. It just never interested me. But now, I had actually seen some gameplay in some video not too long ago. And being like looked like a first-person shooter, kind of looked like it may control and look and even feel a little bit like 007 GoldenEye. So I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I owe it to myself to pick these up and try these. Because if it's anything like those, you know, I should enjoy these. So, first one cost me 10 bucks. Second one cost me 10 bucks. So 20 bucks got two Turok games on the N64. This next one, even though it's not considered a good one as far as the series goes, I'm happy to have, because I had this one as a kid, and you know, as a kid, I don't think you pay attention as much to some of the finer details of games. You just play them and you either like them or you don't. And I liked all of these growing up as a kid. So found at that same flea market Twisted Metal 4. This is complete in box. I got some stickers I do have to try to remove and take off it. You can see it's an old, like, probably GameStop sticker or something. It was used. It was 8 bucks. That is not what I paid. I would have liked to have only paid 8 bucks for it. But I ended up, again, picking this up at the same flea market. This one cost me 20 bucks. So, I don't think that was a terrible price. There's even a sticky note with a code back here. I'm not sure what that code does. I'm going to have to try that out. But, tested it. Works just fine. And so, this one I remember distinctly because of Rob Zombie being a playable character. And, I think this is probably where I was introduced to Rob Zombie, and I do have a couple of Rob Zombie's albums, and I listened to them growing up as well. So Twisted Metal 4 has some memories for me, and I've kind of been collecting the Twisted Metal games because I had several of them growing up, and so that's just one more I would have then needed to add to the collection. So 20 bucks for Twisted Metal 4. Also, from the flea market, now this is the last one I got from that flea market that particular day during that retro game hunting session. Also, complete in box on the Nintendo GameCube, we've got Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. This one, also complete in box. I picked up the first one actually not too long ago, and it looks like something that I could get interested in. and I want to do a playthrough of that at some point. And upon looking it up again, because I've never played any Metroids before, ever, not a single one. But they've never looked interesting to me. They never appealed to me at all. But being first-person shooters, it looked like it's something that I could get interested in and have a good time with. When I picked up the first one, it's got that bonus disc for, I believe it's a demo for this one, and so, well, if I got the first one, then I'm going to need the second one too, right? So they had it there, and I was able to get this one from them, complete in box, in pretty solid shape. This one was 40 bucks. Paid for that one. So now I've got Prime and Prime 2 for the Metroids on the GameCube, and I need to do some playthroughs of that on stream here pretty soon. Speaking of stream, I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday nights. Play all types of different games over there, so, some modern stuff, some retro stuff. I try to use the original hardware whenever possible. Sometimes that doesn't work out, and I'll end up having to use some compilation on some other console or something. But I like to use the original hardware whenever possible. So yeah. Tuesday and Thursday night, there's a link down in the description box below if you'd like to chat with me during some of the streams. And there's also a link to the Grim Beardson Discord. It's a joint Discord server between myself and my brother, who goes by Swab Beardson. He streams as well. And you can chat with us there on that Discord all week long. You can stay updated on what we both plan on streaming next and when, along with posting your own links to things. And when we get some time, we can try to check out that kind of stuff as well. So, speaking of games that I would like to stream, I've mentioned several times, at least during part 2 of the entire video game collection video, that I've never played any of the God of Wars. And in that video, it was in part 1, I believe it was, I showed that I had one God of War game. Well, I have a second one now that I was able to add because I'm starting to get all those together. I'd like to play a playthrough on stream of all of the God of Wars. So, added God of War 2 on the PlayStation 2. This is complete in box. It has both discs inside. So I like having extra stuff like that. You know, if I can ever find copies of things that have extra stuff in them, that's the copies that I want. So was happy to add this to the collection, and one more to completing like basically an entire set so that I can play through all of them at some point. This one I got at a gameplay location up in Livonia. That was also a different retro game hunting video that I had done. Link to that also. This one ran me 17 bucks. So not a terrible price for that one, I don't think. Also, at that same gameplay location, I came away with a second copy of something that I didn't necessarily need, but this particular version of it was cool. Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition. This one is the Steelbook, or a variant of one of the Steelbooks. This is complete in box with the insert. It also still has the poster. So it was a cool version, and it's in perfect shape. There's a little bit of damage at the very bottom, but that's not much. It's not dented. It's got maybe that little scratch. It's a really nice Steelbook, and I like Steelbooks. I think they're really, really neat. And so to find this, I say, you know what? I just want it. I just want it just because. I'll probably end up getting rid of my original copy of Fallout 4. That's a Game of the Year edition also. I don't need two versions, two copies of Game of the Year. So to have the Steelbook, I think it's just going to replace the other one. Came away with this one for 25 bucks. So we have that. That same day, I went to a disc replay and found a few other things, and several of these were on my list. So I started collecting for the PSP maybe a month or two ago. after getting one at a convention. And this one looked cool just because I liked the originals on the PS2. Picked up Need for Speed Underground Rivals. This one also complete in box. This one I may have to do a little work to or something. The little case, encasing that the little UMD discs are in, is not in great shape. It's kind of falling apart, and my PSP was having a hard time reading it. I did eventually get it to read. It took some doing, and I got to play it for a few minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to get into this one as much as the originals on the PS2 when I was younger, but I thought, hey, it's Need for Speed Underground, and I at least want to give it a try. This one ran me $15. Also at Disc Replay, picked this one up. Another complete in box GameCube game. This is Cars. Yeah, it's probably not all that exciting to most people, but you know what? I like the movie. I actually still to this day enjoy the movie, and and I like my racing games and stuff like that. And there was I think I stumbled across some gameplay of this in a video somewhere. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube whenever I can, different game stuff, and I think I seen something about this there. And to have a racing game, from the Cars universe, it looked like it could be fun. So I thought, what the hell? If I ever stumble across, I'll add it to the list, and if I ever stumble across it, I'll just pick it up. It'll be something else to have for the GameCube collection, something else to play. This is complete in box, and I picked this one up for $9. So a cheap one complete in box for the GameCube collection. So I figure, what the hell? I'll pick it up and probably have some fun with it. Also at the Disc Replay, found one that, this is another one, seen some video on at some point, and it looked like it could be really, really cool. And I like this character anyways. I'm not a huge comic book, superhero fan or anything like that, but some of the comic book characters I think are really cool. This is one of them. On the PlayStation 2, we've got Ghost Rider. And when I plugged this one in, just to test it for a few minutes, this, I guess I can't say it feels like a God of War since I've never played them. So I guess it feels kind of like a Dante's Inferno or a Heavenly Sword. It seems like it's got combat kind of like that. And it doesn't look terrible for a PS2 era game, and I think this is one that I could have a lot of fun with. I would like to do at least a one-off on this, maybe a full playthrough on stream at some point of this. This is complete in box. It does look good. It looks like it could be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to get to this at some point. This one cost me $25 complete in box for that one. So actually, one more thing from that particular retro game hunting video. I stopped at a third location that day. It was a second gameplay location, and I picked up a big one for my collection, one that I really wanted for a while, and I just couldn't find one that I wanted to pull the trigger on. Either there was it's expensive, but either parts of it were damaged or parts of it were missing or something. But I found this one, and it's in immaculate shape. The only exception is the copy of the game itself isn't great, but I have a copy of the game that I can stick in here to begin with that I just had over the years. But I found my Fallout 3 lunchbox, the collector's edition on the PlayStation 3. This was complete. The slipcover is in perfect condition. The lunchbox itself is in perfect condition. This would be a really nice showpiece to have on the shelf. The bobblehead is still inside. I need to do some rearranging to be able to maybe display it a little bit better. Did do an entire unboxing on this on the channel as well, so I'm not going to do that here. So if you want to check that out, that video is there, and you can see everything that's inside, and you can see the condition of things a little bit more. But again, this is one that I really wanted for a while, and they happen to have one in this good a shape, and I couldn't let it go. I couldn't pass it up. This one is by far the most expensive thing that I bought all month long. This one cost me 120 bucks. But I'm very, very happy to have that. Loved Fallout 3 when I was younger. It's something that's kind of hard to go back to now, I feel like. I tried, and it doesn't hold up as well to me these days. But still, to have the collector's edition, the lunchbox, the DVD, which is the making of, the bobblehead, all that, is a real cool collection to have, and I've been wanting one for a while, so I found one. Happy about that. So now these last few, they were not part of any videos at all. That's why I want to do updates like this so that you can see everything. And actually, when I went to the GameStop where I picked up the Double Dragon and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the game I was actually looking for is this next one. Just ended up finding this one on eBay and paid a little bit extra for it, you know, with tax and shipping and all that, but it still wasn't really all that expensive, and it's brand new. This is Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, the deluxe edition on the PlayStation 5. This one intrigues me partially because of the art style that they went with. From what I've seen, what little video of it I have seen, it looks like it's straight out of Disney Pixar movie. The way that the art style was done, and it looks amazing, and it looks like it could also just be a fun game on top of it. I don't know much about it, but just visually it looks stunning, and so I wanted to give this one a try. Unfortunately, right now the disc is loose in here. Not too happy about that, and I know that you could try to like get it back in place, but I don't want to possibly damage it or anything, and I shouldn't be twisting it around because of that, probably. But either way, pick this one up off of eBay. This one cost me $29.67. So I'm very interested in this one, and I hope to be able to get to this one at some point pretty soon. Up next, in part one of the complete game collection videos, you saw that I had a deluxe edition on the Switch for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reader's Rewind, and I decided not to open it because I'm hoping that maybe one day it'll be worth something. So went to a GameStop and found this. This is just the base copy of it, so now I have a chance to play it. So hopefully pretty soon I'll end up doing a one-off on this in between full playthroughs on the Twitch channel. This one looks good. This one looks like you know, the beat-em-ups of old, and I am very excited to play this. I've been wanting to play this since it came out, and I'm going to get a chance hopefully here pretty soon. So, but now that I have this copy, I'll be able to do that, and I can leave the other one still sealed, and maybe one day, again, the deluxe edition, maybe it'll be worth something. So one more on the Nintendo Switch. I realized, I made a realization, I guess, that I have several games digitally on the PlayStation 4. And I did that when, you know, some of them, I'll admit, some of them digital, like, online store deals are way too hard to pass up. So before I started really collecting the physical stuff, there was several that I picked up digitally just because the deal was, it was just too good of a deal. One of them was a bundle that had Unravel and Unravel 2. Well, I wanted physical stuff, so on the Switch I now have Unravel 2. I had the intention of picking up both Unravel and Unravel 2, but unfortunately it seems that the original Unravel only got basically one physical release. And you can get it on the PS4, and it bundles the first and the second one together, but for some reason it's like $120, and I'm sorry. I don't believe that those games are worth that much. I have no problem paying $20 for this. None whatsoever. But like $120 to get them bundled both together on the PlayStation 4, I'm never going to pay that. That's not going to happen. So I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to like own the first Unravel physically, unfortunately. But I do have the second one now, and I do have on my list now several other games that I have digitally that I want to find physical copies for if I can. So this is the first of those, trying to get the digital ones in a physical form. So lastly, this is the last game. This one I'm really excited for because this is going to lead to something on the stream that's going to take me quite a long time once I do finally get to it. And it shouldn't be too long before I do get to it, I don't think. This may be... hold on, real quick. I'm skipping some things. Quick recap, I'm sorry. I told you the price of Kenna. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that one cost me $35. This one I picked up at Walmart. This is the Unravel 2. This one with tax and stuff was $21.13. Now to the last game. I wanted to make sure I got all the prices in there and the totals. So, but yeah, this next one, this last one, is probably the first game I ever pre-ordered. If I have ever pre-ordered a game before, I have no idea what it might have been. But I was really looking forward to this one. But even the original, I've never played, and plan on changing that here very soon. So, got this at GameStop. This is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the Tactical Edition. This one, tax and all, ended up costing me $74.19. So, again, I mentioned at one point during the collection videos, the only Metal Gear Solid I've ever played is the first one on the original PlayStation, and I plan on changing all of that relatively soon, and I was actually waiting on this one to drop in order to start that, because the way I'm going to play them, I wanted to play this one, this particular version. And so now that it is out, now that I have it, and once I finish the next, or the current playthrough that I'm doing and the next playthrough that I planned on doing already, I will be getting to the Metal Gear Solid series. So, yeah, there we have it. That is 20 different games over the course of the month of August. And again, that is not normal, because I normally don't have the extra money to do that much. I'll normally pick up a couple, it seems like each month, but not to that extent. So the next update might be a little bit longer. I don't know. Depends on if I keep getting forced to work a whole bunch of overtime and if I'll have money to do it. So adding everything together, what ended up being spent here was $622.20. And I didn't realize it was that much until I started adding everything together. So a pretty good month for pickups for me, and a bunch of things that I'm very happy to have now, and several games that I am so excited to get through and actually get some playtime in. So, but that's everything for this particular update. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss out on any other content coming to the channel, whether it's updates to the game collection like this, whether it's retro game hunting, retro game unboxings, the live stream replays, or just, well, anything else that it is that I decide to do. Once again, if you'd like to chat with me during the streams, then check out my profile on Twitch. Give me a follow there. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday nights, 11:30 p.m. Eastern start time. Playing all types of stuff over there. And again, there's a link to the Grimbeardson Discord, that joint Discord server where you can chat with me. And you can check out my brother, Swab Beardson, who is streaming a whole bunch of stuff as well. And you can be updated on what we plan on streaming next and when. A bunch of other good stuff. That is the video. That is it. Again, I appreciate you watching. And I will catch you on the next one. So, until then, I am D. I'm the Grim Gamer, and we'll catch y'all next time.